We're recapping Manchester United's 4-0 drubbing against the Toffees, sir. United winning big 3 points for Ruben Amorim's men. His first home EPL game as Manchester United manager. A good win. Flattered a little bit on the result side. I don't think we did quite enough to put up 4, but we got a little bit of luck. But we certainly outplayed them. Did enough for the 3 points. But it's lovely to see that the boots around scoring are starting to click. Something that wasn't the case earlier in the season. Players who looked either ignored or overlooked or just out of form under the previous regime are starting to play with freedom, and it's great to see, especially Amad Diallo. He was unbelievable in this game. Zirkzee productive with 2 goals. Rashford with 2 goals. Clean sheet to boot. And the manager eager to rotate. The fans are behind them. Finally feels like Old Trafford is in good voice for the first time in a long time, and things are excited right as we're getting into things, sir. Play it.
It's been a while since we played that on the podcast. 4-0 at home drubbing against the Toffees. The Stretford end are rising. Can't wait to go in January. Ruben Amorim back on the touchline at Old Trafford. 2 wins, 1 draw since he's come in as United manager. I feel looking back on that Ipswich draw away was a wake-up call. It was an excuse for him to lay into the lads, get serious. And boy, are they picking up what he's putting down now. Clean sheet. Rashford off the mark. I mean, we've already always talked about it. Where are the goals going to come from? Rashford with the brace. He's on fire in the new manager, playing number 9 in the new formation. We are really excited about that. And Ahmad looks electric at right wing back. Who could have thought somebody had been benching that kid for a long time, and he looks like a proper player? I mean, what would be the price tag on Ahmad right now? 60?
I mean, if it was us, we'd take your market value and then double it. At least
priceless, right?
I mean, at this point, he's what, 23? He's a young lad still. He, like we talk about it, one of the most naturally gifted footballers at the club. I think he's just a born talent. And the fact that he was overlooked by the previous manager, well, that's a huge benefit to Ruben Amorim because he looks like a genius when he starts playing Amad Diallo, who is ridiculously good and also seems to fit very well into this back 3 as a wing back because he has I said this, he has the work rate. He has the work rate necessary to track back and get forward. He's super fit. He never has a problem going up and down the field. And he just creates so much. So him linking up with Rashford, that was great to see. Bruno Fernandes, he was all over the pitch. Zirkzee, his best game as a Manchester United player. I know it's Everton, but some good goals and also some good link-up play. And that defense, him shuffling the defense around is also exciting. So Maz continuing to look like one of the best signings we've made in a long time. And the players just look like they're enjoying themselves more. Old Trafford is enjoying themselves more. It's exactly what you want right when you want at the beginning of December. We got through Thanksgiving. We're back in the bunker. Thank goodness. And it's time to get some form going. We've got some really tough matches coming. We've got fucking Arsenal in London midweek, very little rest, and then even 2 days off when we're back at it. So a lot of games coming, a lot of action. If Ruben can keep it hot, sir, that's when you need to get a run going.
Quick PSA for the podcast, sir. Yes, we were on the road, but we're still getting the podcast up barely. My laptop almost exploded. It was smoking. So thank you for bearing with us for the remote pods, but we're doing everything we can because this pod never sleeps. And if you want to support independent fan content, please check out our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, do all those fun things. The algo needs it. We're just getting off the ground this past summer. Check us out on YouTube at American Red Devils. Also, check out our Patreon page. You want to go the extra mile and support the pod, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/American Red Devils. Do a behind-the-scenes episode every single month. Tons of other benefits. Join the 100 other American Red Devils that are Patreon subscribers. Also, check out our store. We just had our Black Friday sale. Sold a ton of the Viva Garnacho scarves, the trucker hats, hoodies. We got beanies, blankets as well. Grab some merch, support the podcast, and support the greatest club in the world because we're back, baby. We're coming back. Also, check out our website, americanreddevils.com. Sir, tell about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews in the American Devils podcast. Wherever you listen, it's a great way to support the pod. Helps us get found organically by other top Muppets like yourself. And we're still giving away free merch. Look at that new pod update live.
We got the snow in the background, the festive holiday. We pivoted from the turkey straight to the snow. Sir, the elf hats.
Get yourself a tree.
How are we doing?
Yeah, I love it, sir. I'll give you 5 stars on that updated cover art. But get those 5-star reviews in. They help us get found organically by other top Muppets like yourself. And we're giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify and send a screenshot to that review at americanreddevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick that. Ship some free ARD gear, send it right to your door anywhere in the world. Let's get into it. They were the 5-star Reds today, at least from a scoreline perspective, sir. 4-0. You love to see it. It's been a minute.
All right, breaking down the starting 11, we had Onana in net, Mazraoui, Delit, Martinez back 3, Diallo wing back, Mainu, Casemiro on midfield 2, Delo on the left, Rashford, Bruno, and Zirkzee coming in. Front 3, what'd you make of this one from Ruben Amorim?
Well, not gonna lie, it was early. Especially coming back from the East Coast. But I like the fact that Kobe was featuring. We haven't seen him in a minute with his injury. That back 3 gives me a lot of confidence, especially against Everton. I think that's pretty strong. All things considered, Ahmad continues to feature. And then Zirkzee, we got to use him. He hasn't looked great up until this point, but he had an impact today. So that's what you need. I think everyone's starting to feel a little bit like the shackles have been taken off, or some of the weight has been lifted off their shoulders, because we're playing with a freedom we haven't seen since we fired a couple managers ago. But it was good to see.
All right, let's break down that first half.
United came out hot. Everton also had their chances. They looked threatening at times, but United had a flurry of good opportunities in that in those first 10 minutes. Ahmad was involved as well, as was Rashford. McNeil, actually, one of the big chances for Everton was in the 21st minute. McNeil found Beto over the top. He ends up hitting side netting. Onana came out pretty well, closed things down. And then it was United in the 34th minute. We had a little bit of luck from a corner. Here we go. Let's get into it.
Scoring from set pieces?
Can't believe it.
And there's a delivery out to Rashford! Well, it took a big deflection. But Marcus Rashford runs away with the celebrations, the deflection off Jared Branthwaite. But Manchester United are ahead.
I mean, is the mojo back whenever you score off a set piece and a deflection? I think it is.
You need some luck. You definitely need some luck. That luck has a role to play in football. Obviously, a lot of it's stuff you do behind the scenes and the work rate, but good ball in. I like where they're thinking about it. Rashford obviously gets a nice bit of luck, but we need some luck. We haven't had luck in a while. It's good to see it coming your way. United needs these kind of goals to go in, and does a lot for the confidence, as well as Marcus Rashford. You love to see it, sir. That's how you know things are going. They're looking up roses when deflected goals go in.
All right, next one, 41st minute. Zirkzee will get his goal.
Game.
Stolen away, and here is Bruno Fernandes. Plays it across, looking for Zirkzee! Manchester United have 2 before the break.
Get me a bologna sandwich, sir. Every time that guy scores, I'm eating bologna and mustard all day with the machine gun. What a goal. I mean, just, you hear the roar. Did you hear the roar at Old Trafford? Did you hear it? It's like, we're back. You hear it. As soon as the turnover happens, the roar of the crowd. We haven't had the mojo, the crowd in it, everybody on the edge of their seat today means so much because of that.
No, it's amazing how much of it comes down to just the sound of the response of the fans from a, high work rate, turn over the ball up the field, and then get a great goal. I would have loved to see Ahmad get the goal if that ball came in the right way from Bruno, but good for him. I mean, he just did this a couple times and looks so dangerous. So not only is he good going forward, but his press is unbelievable, and just, it's electric, sir. I think the last manager talked about this high press turnover game, but this new manager is showing us what he wants to do in weeks, and I love to see it.
All right. Coming out at halftime, usually we concede after halftime, but we decided to score after halftime.
From either manager, but you have to say, the confidence certainly went up for Manchester United after those 2 goals. And here is Ahmad trying to make the most of it at the start of this second half. Over to Rashford! How about that?
Clinicality, sir. That clinicality, that was something we did not see before. And they're just slicing through. I mean, that's a nice goal. That's a good run. That's exactly the run that Rashford should make. That's exactly the pass that Ahmad should make. And it's a great finish as well. So this is football?
This is literally what life is supposed to be like for Manchester United and Manchester United fans. But it hasn't been for the last decade. So just showing up, cooking Everton, having a day, everybody enjoying the football. That should be happening more often than not, but unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. So you want to break down the rest of the second half?
Yeah, let's get into it. Like I said, that 46-minute goal came quick. Once again, we've seen these quick goals from the start under Ruben Amorim. 56-minute early subs. I think this is also very thoughtful, right? You know, a lot of games coming, and certain positions are very critical, and you can see it, right? So Shaw and Maguire come in for two of the most important defenders we have, and Miles and DeLitt, who are going to be very, very important for that midweek game against the Gunners down in London, sir. And then in the 64th minute, the Dutchman, our Dutch striker, got his second goal of the day.
Talk about it later.
Stolen away here by Ahmad. He has Zirkzee to his left. It's Zirkzee! It's 4 for Manchester United. It's his second of the afternoon. And they are running away with the points.
We are running away with it. And that's a day out at Old Trafford. That's the day that you expect to have. That's the day we used to have. It's like we'd fly over to England, have a day, jump around with the boys in the crowd, cheer on this great club. And the vibes are right. The vibes are back. It was a vibeless 2.5 years, and it's been a rough road over the 10. We did have the vibes under Ole, but I do feel like the crowd, it really made me upset. Like, we went to Bishop's Blaze once, and it was like dead. We went to the Stretford End twice over the last 2.5 years, and it was dead. And it's like, that's like Santa isn't coming. You know, you're getting coal. He doesn't even come down your chimney. You can't go to the Stretford End and have a day, even if you lose. And now you can hear the crowd. We're back, baby. So I can't wait for January.
I mean, Cole will heat your house, bro. He was flying right over.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, you know, Jack Skellington coming down, throwing a snake down your chimney. But either way, Ahmad earns this goal from United. He was unbelievable today. Joshua Zirkzee doing his thing as well. Decent finish, given the circumstances. But like, not only does Ahmad get the assist, he should get a double assist because he won the ball as well as finding the striker. So you love to see it. 4-0 for Manchester United. A lot of subs as well. Like, not a lot of big movement. There was like one kind of 1v1 save that Onana made late, but Calvert-Lewin, it was right at him, but he does well as well. So keeps his clean sheet, does a more rotation right. But either way, good performance from United. Not a 4-0 performance, but you know what? When you make a change and players feel loose and free, stuff like this starts happening, and we get 5 shots of 4 goals, and you love to see that.
Yeah, no, you get the 4, and then you make a few subs, 66, Ugarte and Garnacho for Bruno and Casemiro, and then 80th minute Mount on for Kobe Mainoo, who gets suspended for the Arsenal match with the yellow card, unfortunately. But that was all she wrote. 4-0. The stat sheet, United 11 shots to Everton's 8, 5 to their 2, 60% of the ball to their 40%. On the XG front here, we did out XG Everton. It wasn't that impressive. 1.69 to their 0.58. We were very clinical. Clinicality was the word of the day. You saw Delo get pinned back a little bit, so it wasn't as clear of a setup as it was against Bodo Glimt, but it is the EPL. It is a different level. So United doing what I would consider a great job, and it's wind at your sails for the manager, because he came in saying you need results. If these 3 games went against us, look, Bodo was nervy. Like, let's be honest. That should have been a lot easier at home. It was a 3-2, and that team is not that great. Although there are a lot of people getting upset at us for kind of kicking them down.
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
But Everton's a different game. And a 4-0, you can hang your hat on that. And that lets him breathe. That lets the players buy into the system. It just gives us time because we have a lot going on, and we have a big game midweek. So a good game all around.
Also, and you need these wins because we got some really hard games coming up. I mean, we got Arsenal, and then we have Nottingham Forest, who are good. They're much higher up on the table than we are. Then we got City. I know City's not playing like they usually play, but they're still Man City. So these are important wins to pick up. Like you said, Ipswich, I thought was the nerviest. Bodo Glimt, obviously, that they took it to us in the first half a little bit. Got some good goals, but like, I feel like it's coming together piece by piece. There's going to be setbacks, of course. We're so early days, but you can see what he's trying to do. That back 3, it's making sense. It's just about getting the players with the fitness and getting them more comfortable in playing this style. But, you know, the fans are behind him. American Red Devils are behind him. It's very exciting. Let's, you know, what does the manager have to say, sir? Look at them. Look at that. Beard is best is the new saying.
Hair is best.
There you go.
Congratulations. Obviously, Zirkzee and Rashford will get the headlines for the goals, but I just wondered if you could talk about Amad's performance. He seems to be everything that you'll want in a player moving forward.
Yeah, he was really good. Again, he's in the great moment, but that moment starts with Ruth. So I just take advantage of Ruth's work with Amad. He was really good defending and really good attacking. So he has to continue to play like that. You could feel it in the end of the game. He was really, really tired. So you have also to manage that to increase his physical ability.
Rob.
You spoke in your first press conference about having to lift some of the players mentally because of what they've gone through at the start of the season. It's been quite a difficult start to Joshua Zirkzee's career here. Hasn't played probably as much as he's hoped. Is that something you've worked on with him? Obviously, he scored twice today. It's fantastic for him. But I felt that you needed to lift his confidence a little bit since you've been here.
First thing, I need all the players to cope with all the games. So he's one of them, and I just try to help my players, put them in the good position for their characteristics. And I think today was really hard. It will be really hard for even for Rasmus to fight with the two central backs of Everton. So we try to push them to a position that they are not so comfortable. And Josh did a great job. Scored 2 goals is always important for the confidence, but more important than that is the performance, the way he fought in every situation. So it was a good day for him and for our team.
So funny, the last guy, it's like I couldn't get him off the horn. I can listen to Ruben Amorim all day, baby.
I
can listen to you all day because it like the way he talks about, I played him because of these center backs. It just everything seems intentional and thoughtful, and how he's doing it, and the way he talks about players, and the way he responds to the press. And I know it's early days, and it's easy to be like, it's easy to weather the press storms early because they're giving him good graces. But the guy is the man. I'm all Ruben Amorim. This guy is like so refreshing after what we've seen. So I love it.
No, he handles himself in a certain way where he can manage and deal with the press, which at the biggest club in the world is a big job. It's a big job. You can't they're already gunning for you, and you don't want to invite it. And so what we see in Amorim, just giving Rude the shout out on giving the momentum to Ahmad is like class, and then just handling all the BS. It's like it's all bullshit. The press is always gunning for you, but you need a manager who can handle it so that just kind of keep them in the dark. And they're not a problem. I felt like a lot of issues we had on Erik ten Hag, he almost invited it. So it was more pressure on the players, more pressure on the fans. And I feel like Amorim's the opposite, where he's kind of keeping everyone at bay, just giving them red meat. And that's exactly what we need to do at this moment.
Well, you got to know how to feed the press and the fans, right? You got to know how to give the fans what they want and the press so they back off you. And I think he knows how to do the right kind of mix of optimism, but also honesty. And be like, I'm not going to bullshit you, and we shouldn't be bullshit. This is going to take a while. It's a project, and we got to know, how he's thinking about it. I like how he's sharing, how he thinks about the team and the setups in any given game, and managing all the players, given all the matches he's gotten thrown into right away mid-season. So Ruben's Red Army, baby. We're all behind you. Let's go.
Yeah, and one thing he was mentioning about Zirkzee, and what I think he was alluding to here, is essentially pushing Ahmad up, and then Zirkzee actually was a little deeper with Meno here. Casemiro almost kind of forming the back line, and all the action going through really Mazraoui and Ahmad. Because, hey, we're going to push him up high, and then Zirkzee's going to be there for that cutback, which we saw today. And I thought that was a very interesting point, that he's just subtly talking to the tactics, and then you can look and see it in average positioning, which is really clever because Rasmus can get lost up there battling the center backs, like he said, and then he sees Everton, has a look, and then that's a manager that can win you things. It's that's a man
real
with a plan.
Real things.
And what I'm excited for, if you look at the left-hand side of the average positioning, is the left is a little disjointed. Now, I want to see that maybe with, could you put Mazraoui at left wing back when Euro comes into this slot? He's linking with Ahmad, and then you have Shaw and Maz on the left-hand side. There's a lot of different ways to activate the left, but right now we're all going to the right. That's just how it's going to be, right?
Well, it makes sense because your best performing attacker at the moment is Amad Diallo. He's on the right, and your best
And
performing
Maz.
and your best performing defender at the moment is Mazraoui, who's on the right. So that does make sense. You don't want to lose that momentum. They're also really linking up well today with Rashford. Amad and Rashford looked really good. I like that good point. Zirkzee coming in from the other side for the cutback, but. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what happens with this team over time and who steps up, who doesn't, and also like who would he pick everyone at the club right now if they're all fit and firing.
But Euro's going to
Who do you
come in
play-
there.
No, I'm
right?
saying
Isn't Euro going to play right-sided?
Yeah, he's supposed to play the right-sided center back.
Yeah,
That's what we've heard.
So Maz is doing great there. So
He'll probably. I don't know what you do. I don't know. We have a lot of games.
I like seeing him at like Luke Shaw left center back seems like if he can be fit, meat pie. Like I heard he's going to the vegetarian meat pies because he's
Get him in
excited
yoga.
to perform. He always like gives you a year of the veggie
Impossible.
meat pie
The
before
impossible
the
meat
impossible
pies.
meat pie before the manager. But exciting times at Old Trafford. We're seeing things work on the tactics side. We're seeing the man get a tune out of these players. We're seeing energy, the crowd giving the energy back at Old Trafford, and this is just an exciting time to be a Manchester United fan. And we're back, baby. I'm gonna say it. We're back. The vibes are back. Can't wait to be in the Stratford end. Jumping into fan questions here. At Grifter10, what a game. Amad has simply been amazing. Man of the match for me, and that's saying a lot because there's several players that could claim it. Is Amad your man of the match?
Without a doubt. I mean, it's like I wish he'd gotten a goal. I wish he'd gotten a goal in that second one. That was the first goal for Zirkzee of the day. But he was unbelievable. Not only in the setup, but his press. I mean, his press was incredible. He stole the ball so many times, created great chances, and he's been waiting for his moment. He's been waiting for his Manchester United moment for years, and he's finally earned it. I hope we give him a nice contract, a reasonable salary, nice duration, because he's the future. If some semblance of this crop of crew make it to the next rung and push us into the kind of like the title talk within the next 3 to 4 years, he's gonna have a huge part to play because he's a real deal football player.
And at wingback, which is like incredible. At Mike United Mets, in honor of the holiday season, it's fitting to feel joy again. Amada has been transformative at wingback. What do the sirs think about the solution to left wingback? Academy transfer Molisias, Neil healing up. Amorim prefers Shaw as a rotation in the left center back. That is a big hole. We were just talking about it. I like to see Euro come in on the right side and play Maz. Like, as the team stands, who else could play that? You could play Shaw there, which I like Shaw there.
Play Delo there if you want.
Who? Yeah,
Well, I'm
he's
being
not like
okay, sir. I thought we weren't. I thought we were two-footing players, bro. It's like he's who started
not
there today.
Okay, to be fair to him, he's a right wing back.
Or right
he's
back.
better. Delo's better on the right.
Yes. No,
so
he's playing out of position.
so
I'm just telling you that's
like
who's playing there.
Maz, I think would be better suited for that position. I'd like to see Luke Shaw in that position because you have Euro, DeLitt, Martinez, Shaw at left wing back. That would be ideal, but he has got to be a certain level of fit, which I don't know if we're going to get him.
No, I think you need to play Shaw at center back because that's probably the best chance to keep him fit. I think him gassing up the field back and forth.
He does it for England. That's where he
does
plays
it for
England
for like 3 games, then gets injured there. It's like I think you want to have him run less.
Facts. At D_Cole18, try not to get too excited over the manager balance. It is Everton after all, but my God, the turnaround in pure effort and off the ball movement is night and day with this team now versus last year under Erik ten Hag. I think the whole team is buying into Amorim's idea, and it's beautiful. I mean, this is it. This is why sometimes you just sack your manager. It's like sometimes it's gotten toxic. He's got to. And shout out to Ineos for getting Amorim. I mean, because it's clearly he's a huge deal, and this is why we're seeing so much so early is because he's a dog.
No, you don't get this response hiring Graham Potter. They made 2 decisions. Okay, obviously they should have fired Erik ten Hag sooner, but you don't know how things are gonna play out. Like who knows who they go after if they do it in the summer versus doing it late. So I think everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. And they made 2 good decisions, which is like fire this guy even before the November break, and then also get the best guy in. Who Ruben Amorim looks like a duck to water, bro. He looks like he fits like a glove to this club, and will be exactly what we need to get us out of the muck because that's where we've been. And he's a fixer, and we needed that.
No, and he has the resume, right? Fixing a club in his past, taking him to the promised land. That's something that isn't for the faint of heart, and that's something we need. Here at Manchester United, it's going to be the hardest. That 21 will be amazing when it comes, but it's going to be a while. Gonna need a lot of new players, sir.
Indeed.
If I have to say so. And when thinking about this, there's a lot of hope here from the fans. We want to temper the expectations as well. Rome wasn't built in a day. We do have to play Arsenal midweek. We're gonna get clapped. This is like a no pressure season. Starting to see a lot of things. Managers trying a lot of things. By the end of it, we're going to be playing a certain way. We're going to be fit. We're going to have a core 11, and it's going to be clear who we're going to buy. I think left wing back will be one of those positions. But exciting times. We also need to temper expectations. It is a poor Everton. I think Ipswich is a little better. McKenna's got them on the rise. Everton feels like that relegation fodder side. So we do need to be a little honest with ourselves.
Yeah, we played Ipswich Town, Bodo Glimt, who are you? Who are you? And Everton, who we've beaten like even when we were terrible. We basically don't lose to Everton, so it's going to take a while. We're going to have setbacks. Everybody's fit right now, which is crazy, which we haven't seen in a while. So it's like, just give it time. It's going to take a while. This is still like a 5th, 6th, probably most likely finish of the year, and that would be a good result based on where we were when this manager came in. So enjoy the ride. At least the vibes are back. It's fun to be a United fan once again. That is huge.
It's all
Get
about
yourself
vibes.
over to, it's all vibes. It's all vibes. The vibes are back. This is a vibes manager, and guess what? The players, they respond to vibes too, because you can already see that like they've been set free.
No, it's great. That's it. That's the podcast. If you like the American Red Devils, please check us out. Grab some merch on our store, americanreddevils.store. Wherever you subscribe or however you listen, please like. Also subscribe on our YouTube channel, American Devils on YouTube, our socials. You know the drill. And also our Patreon page, patreon.com/AmericanRedDevils. We did a lot, sir. We were recording pods late night, Maui, Jersey, shady equipment. I got to upgrade that laptop because, oh my God, we could barely function. Like, we are not audiophiles by any means. So thank you for hanging on during the holidays. We're doing our best out here and just trying to enjoy this great football club. But I just have to get the full New Jersey Thanksgiving review, sir. You haven't really, we FaceTimed you. You were struggling out there in those streets of New Jersey. You're back. How are we doing?
I mean, if you're listening to the pod, I definitely sound better than I sound on those 2 remote pods. It was rough. Those were some of the harder pods. Because anyone knows who has young kids, traveling young kids, we joke about away days visiting United. Like, those days are tougher, than going to Old Trafford. It was rough, sir. It was a ride. It was great to see family.
It was like
great
going up to Newcastle,
great to take the
long
kids
train,
to the Natural History Museum and to do the whale and take them to like the restaurant my old man used to take us to in the city. But they're long days. Taking your kids is not a vacation; it's a change of scenery, and I felt like that. But United. Good performances.
What did you get? Any Thanksgiving ham?
None.
None.
I barely ate. I had Thanksgiving pigs in a blanket. I was so busy chasing my children around that I forgot to eat. I was just thinking about that Bodo Glimt breakdown, sir. How was your thing? Tell me all about Maui Thanksgiving, sir.
Sir, I'll
people
tell you.
elbows out? Are people really friendly, or are they just like
Everybody,
Jersey?
Great weather, beach. Thanksgiving wasn't bad. I hope everybody had a good one. But no, I just doing the remote pods like Thanksgiving night. Crazy, this podcast. So Pod Never Sleeps. Thank you for managing, to all the American Devils, managing through the bad audio equipment. We are working on it and trying to get better so we can figure this out going forward because we have Champions Leagues to win. We have titles to win, sir. We're going to be here for the whole thing and going to some of them, so I can't wait. This manager's full of promise. This team is full of promise, sir. We're going to end here. Give us our top 10 downloads last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Chicago, Illinois, Dublin, Ireland, Los Angeles, California, Melbourne, Australia, New York, Philadelphia, PA, Brooklyn, New York, Oslo, Norway, Charlotte, North Carolina, and last but not least, Manchester, England. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Big game midweek against Arsenal. We'll see you then. Looking forward to breaking down Manchester United with you all next time.